your hair feels dry and rough, no matter how much you condition it, you may very well be dealing with hot water. And if you use a bar soap to wash your hair, like a shampoo bar, you can literally be creating a sticky material film called soap scum on the strands of your hair. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a quick at-home test that tells you whether this is mineral film or product film, which often get mixed up. We'll do that in just 1 second. So if you're dealing with one of the following symptoms, please pay attention. Number 1, your hair looks dull no matter what you do to it, or the ends of your hair are always stiff and rough, and wash day detangling is brutal. Your shampoo does not lather the way it used to in the past. Your scalp itches, or it feels like there's a film sitting on it, and products feel like they're just sitting there without helping at all. If you have 3 or more, do the test I'm about to show you before you change your entire routine. For this experiment, we will need 2 clear bottles or jars with lids. We'll need your regular shampoo, some tap water, and some distilled water. So step 1, in the first jar, add a small amount of shampoo to your tap water and seal it. And then the second one, do the same thing, shampoo but into distilled water. Then shake both for 10 seconds. Shake as hard as you can, like you are actually washing something. If distilled water produces noticeably better foam than tap water, and then tap water looks more cloudy or more flat, minerals are likely interfering with cleansing. Now please note that this test is just a signal, but it can give us a clue. Stay tuned to the end of the video, as we'll also discuss hair breakage as a result of hard water and what we can do about it. And we'll also cover what hard water actually is and how to use a clarifying shampoo without wrecking your hair. Now I know what you're thinking. Will a shower filter fix my hard water issues? Some shower filters may help with chlorine, with smell, sediment, or general water feel. But hard water is mainly a calcium and magnesium problem. If your filter is not changing how our shampoo behaves or how our hair feels, and the hair still feels coated, dull, stiff, or hard to detangle, we may still need a chelating shampoo, and we'll touch on that in a second. Now next question, will a water softener help me? Long story short, a water softener reduces hardness at the source by lowering calcium and magnesium before the water reaches your shower. That can reduce the minerals available to leave scale or react with soap, but if the minerals are already sitting on our hair, we will likely still need a chelating wash to remove that existing residue. So what is hard water? Hard water on hair is like lime scale in a kettle. You can keep boiling and boiling water in it, but if you never descale it, the crust builds and accumulates over time. Chelation, which is a solution, is a descaler that binds to these minerals so that they cannot keep crusting over the surface of the material. Okay, we're probably wondering if apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, baking soda, rainwater, or boiled water will fix our hard water issues. Here's the thing, acid rinses like apple cider vinegar or white vinegar may help with feel of the hair and even some surface residue, but they're not the same as a properly formulated chelating shampoo. Baking soda is alkaline, so I would be very cautious using it on my hair that is already rough, brittle, or breaking if I have hard water. Rainwater may be softer, yes, but it needs to be clean, safe, and accessible whenever needed. Boiling water does not reliably remove the whole hard water problem, because the issue we're dealing with is dissolved minerals that remain in the water. Hard water means water with higher dissolved minerals in it, especially calcium and magnesium ions. The real headache is not that minerals exist. The real headache is what they are doing to our hair during cleansing. If you are using bar soaps to wash your hair, calcium and magnesium react with soap molecules and can form an insoluble sticky residue called soap scum. Soap scum does not rinse out like normal shampoo foam. It behaves like a stubborn layer on the hair, making it dull, harsh to the touch, and can trap sebum and dirt under the scalp. This is why some people feel like no matter how much they wash their hair or how often they wash their hair, they just did not get the hair to be clean. Now let's separate the two films that get confused constantly, mineral foam versus product foam, because if we don't know what lane we're in, we may end up treating the wrong condition and then think that nothing is working. So what is mineral buildup? Mineral buildup is a chemical byproduct Hard water means higher dissolved minerals, mainly calcium and magnesium. These minerals deposit onto the hair over time, little by little, especially onto damaged or more porous fibers, and they can interact with soaps and product foams and make the whole thing worse, right? Make the hair dull, rough, draggy, which can cause tangles and breakage. They can also reduce how well a conditioner spreads and how well it deposits onto the hair. It does not destroy everybody's hair, but for some people the surface effects are enough to push detangling force up, and for fine hair, force increasing equals breakage. The hair feels rough, looks dull. Why? Because the surface is not smooth anymore. There are crusts all over the surface of the hair. The foam can also contribute to itching, and aggravate scalp conditions in people who are already prone to scalp conditions. Product buildup is different. This is mostly polymer film buildup from stylers, from gels, from mousses, right? From grease and oils and all the other products we use. These products are designed to stick to the hair, but if we use them repeatedly, day after day, the foam becomes thicker, right? And then the hair becomes more rigid, and the hair also becomes duller, harder to wash, harder to rinse, harder to detangle, and wash day becomes harder and longer. So mineral foam feels like crust on the hair strands, right? Or a persistent coating on the hair, even if you wash it. And product foam feels like a layer on the hair that gets worse over time, especially as we refresh and restyle our hair without washing first. In both cases, surface behavior is what decides the tangling force for us, and even breakage. Everything boils down to friction, to drag, and to whether your products can even work on a mineralized surface. Can your products get to your hair shafts? In a minute, I'll show you how to tell which one is dominating on your hair at home. But what are chelating shampoos and why do we need them? Chelating shampoos contain sequestering agents. Their job is to bind to calcium and magnesium ions so that those minerals cannot react and form scum, and so that the existing mineral residue can be lifted and rinsed off of the hair. So when we're shopping, we're looking for hard water or chelating language. Some examples are the Malibu Sea Hard Water Wellness, the Iron Hard Water Shampoo, and Kinky Curly Come Clean. There are some clarifying shampoos that claim to do the detoxing as well of hard water, like the Redken Hair Cleansing Cream or the Whey Detox. But please and please always check the label, because clarifying and chelating don't automatically mean the same thing. So what ingredients show that a shampoo is actually chelating? What do we look for? We're looking for chelating language on the product or ingredients such as these on the screen: EDTA, disodium EDTA, tetrasodium EDTA, trisodium ethylene diamine disuccinate, phytic acid, sodium gluconate, or citric acid-based chelating systems. The main idea is this: clarifying removes product foam, and chelating targets minerals. Now that we know what hard water is, how do we fix it? And how do we do that without creating a new problem? Step 1, please stop feeding the soap scum. If you cleanse your hair with a bar soap and your water is hard, the simplest thing we can do is to stop using it and just grab a regular schmegular shampoo. I understand that when traveling, using a bar soap may be more convenient, but for home, please grab a regular shampoo that we can afford. Number 2, use a chelating shampoo strategically. Some people have to use a chelating shampoo as often as weekly for persistent buildup. However, please use a chelating shampoo as often as your hair proves it needs it. If you use heavy stylers, you refresh your hair often, and you have hard water, you may need more frequent defoaming and descaling than someone who uses lighter weight products. Either way, we have one non-negotiable: strong cleansers must be followed by conditioning. Because we've removed all of these foams and layers, we need to restore and impart slip and manageability back to the hair so that detangling force stays low. Clarifying is mainly surfactant strength, removing product films. Chelating, on the other hand, is ion binding. They can overlap sometimes, but they're not the same. Over clarifying our hair increases roughness. Roughness increases tangles. Tangles increase force to detangle and to manipulate our hair, and force increases breakage. Also, please avoid scrubbing and rubbing your hair too aggressively when it is wet. We want to wash gently. Chelating doesn't mean scrubbing your hair harder. Chelating agents chelations grab onto these metals like calcium and magnesium and hold onto them in a soluble complex that can then rinse off of our hair. We need the products working harder, not us. How do we do that? By choosing the right products for the condition we're trying to treat. What does that mean? If we have hard water, please use a chelating shampoo. If we have heavy buildup, please use a clarifying shampoo, but please do not use these shampoos too often. I'm sure you're sick of me saying detangling, force, and friction. Only use these shampoos periodically, unless you absolutely have to. So how often should we chelate? And more importantly, how long before we start to see improvement? If we really truly have mineral foam, many people start to feel a difference after one proper chelating wash. If nothing changes at all after 1 or 2 chelating washes, please don't keep reusing the shampoo. Recheck, right, whether the problem we have is actually product foam or, mineral foam or damage, or a scalp condition or something else. A chelating shampoo should not be used every week automatically. Use it when your hair proves it needs it. If you refresh your hair between wash days by moisturizing and sealing, and you also know that your water is hard, consider using distilled water in your spray bottle. Otherwise, you may be misting hard water minerals onto product foam all week long. We don't want that. Consider using a low manipulation style when your water is working against you. A low manipulation style can reduce daily re-wetting and restyling and detangling and all these things that may require us to use more and more hard water. Okay, quick question. Can hard water cause itchy scalp, dandruff-like buildup, smell, thinning, or hair loss? Yes, hard water can contribute to a coated, itchy, irritated feeling scalp for some people, especially when, residue, sebum, and product foam are not being cleansed well. But if we've got redness on our scalp, smelling, pain, severe flaking, sores, patchy hair loss, major shedding, or our scalp feels inflamed all the time, we need to treat that as a medical condition and not just as a hard water issue. Hard water hair care is not about washing our hair more, washing our hair harder. It really is about two things: reducing the number of hard water contact and leaving less behind. Okay, now here's some good news. One study comparing hair exposed to hard water versus distilled water found no statistically significant difference in tensile strength or elasticity of the hair, which means that hard water does not automatically mean your hair has become permanently weak or ruined. The problem is often the surface foam. Minerals deposited onto the hair little by little again and again can make our hair feel rough, coated, dull, or harder to detangle, and that can increase friction and that can cause breakage. But once you remove the residue and restore slip, the hair may even behave much better again. So here's the whole deal. Hard water is mainly a calcium and magnesium problem, and if you use bar soaps to wash your hair, it can create soap scum that coats the hair strands and the scalp. Chelating shampoos bind to these minerals so that they can rinse away instead of continuing to form residue on our hair. Run the lather test if you can, or look at your shower head, or do a quick Google search to confirm if you have hard water. And please do not wash your hair into oblivion. It just will not end well. Now, if your hair still feels dry after the foam is removed, the next issue to consider is friction. Watch this video next, because that is where breakage starts to happen.